On this lesson, we will have a look at how do we actually program the Sedona controllers using a Workbench. So what I have here is a Workbench. I launched a Workbench. So Workbench is developed by Tridium and is a Tridium's product. There are a number of variations of Workbench. Trend, for example, has a one. Honeywell has got the Coach version. And with all of these variants, we can program the Sedona controllers. On the previous videos, you saw how we program the controllers using the CPT tool. Now, when we use the Workbench, we actually it works pretty much in a similar way. So once we launch the Niagara Workbench, on the right-hand side, we have a navigation tree similar to CPT tool where we have our controller addresses. So if I double-click the controller address there, or I can actually go to File, Open Sedona. So that pops up the screen for the Sedona. I type in the IP address 192.168.10.11 of that controller, username, admin, no password. Okay, that takes us to the inside the controller, and what you can see is that the first thing you see the kits that we have loaded into the controller. Similar way as on a CPT tool, you can on a Workbench manage the kits. So you have different versions of the kits, and you can upgrade the kits. Or on the left-hand side, on the application, we can go to the inside the applications, and we can see the controller logic inside the controller. This is the logic what we have done previously with the thermostat with the time schedule. The logic is held in a controller. So as I explained with some of the CPT tutorials, the tool is a view into the controller. Such as we're seeing here, we are viewing inside the controller the same application. We haven't loaded anything to the controller from the Workbench. We just connected to the controller that was programmed using a CPT tool. Because the Sedona products are based on an open source Sedona framework that allows the different tools to be used with the programming of the Sedona products. Obviously, the Workbench tools are the originals and developed as a part of the Niagara framework that allows us to integrate the Sedona controllers as well very easily to the Niagara framework products, which is one of the applications in the bigger systems. So if we wanted to add functionality in a Niagara Workbench, once we are on a worksheet there, on a wire sheet, we basically have the kits that we loaded on the left-hand side. So if we wanted to add, for example, a little PID control, we could go to the HVAC kit and drag and drop the PID loop, proportional integral derivative object, bring the sensor temperature into the to the PID object, and then go back on the left-hand side to the universal output object, which would be an analog output. So we do a simple temperature control. So in this case, we would again drag and drop the control output to an input on the universal output. And in order to change the properties of the universal output or PID, we need to double click. And that takes us to the property sheets for the PID objects. So we have a set point, for example, 20 degrees, proportional band, let's change it 5. Integral action 300 seconds, and few other settings. Click the save on the bottom and double click on the left hand side, go back to the wire sheet. The same for the universal output. We selected not the 10 volt output, and it's universal output, and click save and double click. So this is how you can do the programming with the Niagara Workbench or any variants of the Niagara. There are a number of different variants like TESS, Trend Engineering Suite, or Honeywell Coach. So it's basically same programming with a number of different Sedona tools for the controllers. Thank you very much. Bye now.